Intrigued by accounts of flying saucers, are you? Are aliens for real is the big question as the mystery deepens over these ever-nagging questions. The Trump administration has released 162 files pertaining to UFOs, putting on record something which is seldom talked about. The first batch of declassified documents containing multiple sources from newspaper articles to videos from 1947 onwards. That's not even all. Transcripts of crewed flights from NASA have also added to the intrigue. Let's just go back to 1966. Documents refer to a flying saucer convention being conducted in the US. The event saw speakers not just detailing their alleged experiences with spacecraft from other planets, but also claimed to share photographic evidence of flying saucers. UFO sightings were also covered in the media. For instance, a newspaper named London Free Press featured an article claiming that UFOs were tracked briefly on radar by the US Air Force Base in Michigan. In fact, the same paper carried a piece talking about 6 teenagers being chased by UFOs in a public park near Denver. While the FBI did not give any weightage to claims of UFO sightings over the years, one letter has come into the spotlight. Joe Thorne, who served as Princeton police chief for 22 years, wrote to the then FBI chief in 1966 claiming to have seen 2 UFOs. Did you know that an official probe into UFOs was conducted by none other than the US Air Force? Designated as Project Blue Book, it was terminated on December 17, 1969 after finding no evidence of UFOs or a national security threat, but its internal communication will startle you. It listed year-wise UFO sighting data from 1947 to 1969, and as per the document, a total of over 12,000 UFO sightings were reported in this period, 12,618 to be precise. The documents also feature astronaut Frank Borman's testimony. During the flight of the Gemini 7 mission in 1965, he reported to NASA the sighting of an unidentified object, which he referred to as a bogey. A NASA photo from the Apollo 17 mission in 1972 has also garnered attention. It shows 3 dots in a triangular formation, as you can see, with preliminary analysis indicating it could be a physical object. On to 2013. An 8-pointed star with arms of alternating length is visible in the footage submitted by CENTCOM, which was captured by an infrared sensor. One document also detailing an FBI interview of 2023 with someone identified as a drone pilot who reported seeing a linear object with a light bright enough to see bands within the light in the sky. In fact, just have a look at another visual provided by the US Indo-Pacific Command. It resembles a football-shaped body with 3 radial projections. Additionally, the Department of Army gave footage this year itself, which gained traction. It covers 2 distinct objects. The FBI also furnished multiple images of a dark structured object, which has given rise to further speculation. Now, the Pentagon has made it clear that the released material are unresolved cases, implying that the government is unable to make a definitive determination of the observed phenomena. So it is up to the people's wisdom to judge whether aliens exist. However, more files expecting to be released on a rolling basis. It's apparent that the UFO mystery is unlikely to be solved anytime soon. On to China, which has linked a growing youth trend to what it calls a foreign campaign to weaken the country from within. It's a major allegation, a major warning, in fact. China's Ministry of State Security claims outside forces are using social media to convince young Chinese citizens that hard work is meaningless and success is impossible. Not just that, Beijing says the campaign aims to break the spirit of China's youth, especially at a time when the country is battling economic pressure, rising unemployment, and growing frustration, reportedly, among young workers. So China's Ministry of State Security, which is the country's top anti-espionage agency, basically, in a statement posted on its official social media account, has accused what it called anti-China forces of spreading negative ideas, like lying flat to fuel social anxiety. The phrase basically means taking a break from relentless work. The phrase lying flat became popular on Chinese social media way back in the year 2021. During a period of economic slowdown related to COVID-19 disruptions, many young people used the term to protest China's intense 996 work culture, a number that basically symbolized working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. China's president has also publicly warned against the trend in 2021. A national campaign soon followed, with local governments naming and shaming grassroots officials who were allegedly lying flat in a bid to resolve the issue. But then concern also appears to have only grown as unemployment across the country continues to rise. China's urban unemployment rate climbed to 5.4% last month, while unemployment among 16 to 24-year-olds, excluding students, touched 16.9%. A 4-month high. Competition for government jobs has also intensified, with a record 2.8 million applicants competing for just around 38,000 civil service posts last year. The Chinese ministry alleged that foreign-backed organizations funded anti-China media outlets and think tanks to portray hard-working Chinese citizens as victims of exploitation. It also claimed influencers received support to promote slogans like "lying flat is justice" and "anti-overwork is anti-exploitation," quote-unquote. Not just that, the Chinese ministry has not named any country or organization as such, and instead urged citizens to contribute towards national development, further calling on people to work in scientific research, serve local communities, and even launch businesses in rural areas. It's been a rather tough day for the British Prime Minister and his Labour Party, to say the least. Counting is underway for the local body polls in England, remember, where over 5,000 seats across 136 local authorities are up for grabs. And after counting in 80 councils, Starmer and his Labour Party have won just 419 council seats. Meanwhile, Labour has already lost more than 550 of the seats that it was defending. This has been a major drubbing for Starmer, but the British Prime Minister says he will not resign.
No, I'm not going to walk away and plunge the country into chaos. We were elected to deal with these challenges, and that's what we will do.
Labour's loss has mostly been Reform's gain. The party led by Farage has surged ahead in the English local body polls. It has picked up 730 seats after counting in 80 councils, and there are still over 50 to go. Before these elections, Reform UK had just 2 council seats.
But I think overall what's happened is a truly historic shift in British politics. We've been so used to thinking about politics in terms of left and right, and yet what Reform are able to do is to win in areas that have always been conservative, but equally we're proving in a big way we can win in areas that Labour have dominated, frankly, since the end of World War I.
Farage also took a dig at Starmer, referring to all the rumours about him stepping down.
When you see the full results in the Red Wall, there'll be a rebellion. Personally, I'd be very sad to see the Prime Minister go. I would be very, very sad indeed. He's the greatest asset we've got.
While there were already rumblings against Starmer's leadership in the run-up to these elections, the abysmal results are likely to result in stronger internal opposition to the Prime Minister. So that's a significant implication as well. Meanwhile, the other major loser in these elections is the Conservative Party. They lost 330 council seats they were defending, and they have won 428. They currently are third in terms of overall seats behind Reform UK and the Liberal Democrats. All other parties have so far made gains at the expense of the Tories and the Labour. Is this the end of the traditional two-party system in the UK is also the big question. Have Farage and his Reform Party really created a historic shift in the way Britain votes? Or can the UK really return to the old two-party system if Starmer gets the axe, perhaps?